Welcome back to When Harry Met Board Games, where we feed our people with relatable content and our victory condition is your satisfaction. I'm Harry, and before we go any further, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on that bell notification. That way, when we are doing our thing, YouTube lets you know. Today, we have another episode of Huge Board Game Haul, special delivery, and I will share with you the latest goodies that have arrived to the When Harry Met Board Games household. All right, so let's start with this big box right here and see what lies beneath. All right, so we have, we've got Euphoria, Build a Better Dystopia. This is a game designed by Jamie Stegmaier and Alan Stone. It says here on the cover that it's for 2 to 6 players. Recommended age is 13 and up, and the estimated game length is 60 minutes or less, I guess. All right, so here in the back it says Euphoria is a worker placement game where dice are your workers. The number on each die represents that worker's knowledge, which you will compare to the knowledge of your other players' workers throughout the game. That looks really, really cool. I always appreciate worker placement games, dice placement games, and games with unique themes. Here we're building a better dystopia, if that's possible, I guess. And again, the idea of comparing your dice to your opponents sounds really cool. It says your path to victory is paved with the sweat of your workers, the strength of your allegiances, and the tunnels you dig to infiltrate other areas of the world. But the destination is a land grab in the form of area control. All right, always like some area control in the game. So there we go. Euphoria, Build a Better Dystopia. So let's see what is next right here in this box. Alrighty. What do we have here, courtesy of Amazon Prime? All right, here we've got Machikoro Legacy, a game by Rob Daviau and J.R. Honeycutt, but Machikoro here is designed by Masao Suganuma. So it seems that the original designer, Masao Suganuma, is not actually involved directly with the design of Machikoro Legacy. Instead, Rob Daviau and J.R. Honeycutt seem to be the credited designers, right? So, first of all, I've been acquiring more and more Legacy games. It's just something that's been connecting with me ever since I finally tried Pandemic Legacy and loved and enjoyed it. So I've been adding more of these games to my collection. And the thing with Machikoro is my wife and I, we occasionally play Machikoro, and it's a super duper duper light game. Even when you add some of the expansions, it doesn't really add much weight to it. And I'm sure that Machikoro Legacy is no different, but again, it's cool. I've heard that by the time you get to game 10, I think it's 10 games, it feels a little bit more advanced than your typical Machikoro game. So I'm excited to explore this with my wife. It says 2 to 4 players, 30 minutes per game, ages 10 and up. Machikoro Legacy. All right, so let's get to the next box right here. See what we have here. Da, 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 da. All right, and we've got Kemet, the Ta Seti expansion. So I've already had the Seth expansion for Kemet, which I believe was the second one, and the Ta Seti, which is a little bit harder to find. First expansion, just added it to the collection here. And let's see what the description here in the back says. It says, the shadow of Ta Seti lingers on the black soils of Kemet. New terrifying creatures come to play. The powers of the Black Pyramid are now yours to control. Will you be able to master them? So Kemet is a game that I got to the table just this year. I enjoyed a lot, like the Egyptian theme. It's kind of a spiritual successor to Kyklades, which is another game I enjoy a lot. That one with a Greek theme. And again, I own the first expansion, decided to get the second one. The only expansion I'm missing for either game, Kyklades or Kemet at this point, is the C3K crossover expansion, where you can convert the Kyklades creatures over to the Kemet game and vice versa. So you can interchange those miniatures and their characters, or their cards and their powers. So that seems very intriguing. Again, enjoy the gaming system. So excited to add this to the collection. Kemet, the Taseti expansion. All right, so let's move on to a few smaller boxes here, but smaller boxes can still be very intriguing. Let's see what we have here. All right, here we got Railroad Inc. This is a small roll and write game, and there's a blue edition and a red edition. I think a recently released green and yellow edition. So this is like a railroad themed dice roll and write type of game, which all of those things sound intriguing to me. It says Railroad Inc. is a competitive puzzle game for the whole family. Roll the dice and draw routes on your board, create transportation networks to connect exits, and score points at the end of the game. So, according to this here, it is for 1 to 6 players. Love it when a roll and write has solo options. It's for recommended ages 8 and over, and its estimated game length is 30 minutes. So we roll the dice, we connect exits to score points. First we draw routes to create networks, then we connect exits to score points. Buy the Blazing Red edition and play with up to 12 players. So I guess if you have both editions, you could play with 12 players. Not that that's something that really sounds exciting to me, actually. It says here it includes 2 expansions, the River and the Lakes. So it looks like these are additional dice that you can play with as some type of expansion. Really cool, really neat. Excited about that. All right, let's move on to this next box right here. And what do we have here? Alrighty. What do we have here? Let's see. A bunch of paper for starters. Okay, I'm excited about this one here, guys. This is Dice Hospital, the Community Care expansion. And Dice Hospital is a game I really enjoy. I have grown cold a little bit on it, but I love the theme. It's refreshing. There's not too many hospital-themed games out there. And as a person who once worked in the medical field, that intrigues me. My wife still works as a nurse practitioner till this day. And this adds like 3 different modules. You have a maternity unit, you have a city expansion, you have an investment expansion, and on top of that, it has a solo automa. Oh my goodness. I wasn't even aware of that final one. This is the cherry on top, the icing. Oh my goodness. This is great, guys, because that's one of the things that I mind about Dice Hospital is that solo. It doesn't even have really like a beat your own score. You kind of just like play for the heck of it. So having a solo automa player here, that's incredible. Can you compete against the most advanced hospital in the world? That sounds awesome. So again, 3 amazing modules here, or expansions within this box, on top of a solo automa. Oh my gosh, this might be the best expansion I've bought in a while. All right, I haven't even tried it yet, and I'm already giving it that lofty place. All right, so here we go. This is the final package for this episode of Huge Board Game Haul. Let's see if we can go out with a bang here. All right, here we've got Corinth, designed by Sebastian Pauchon. Sebastian Pauchon, I think Sebastian Pauchon might be one of the designers of Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. And this is published by Days of Wonder. So this, again, is another roll and write. So we had a roll and write right here, and here we have yet another roll and write with a ancient Roman / Greek theme to it. Under a blazing sun in 4th century BC Corinth, traders come from all corners of the Mediterranean Sea to sell their goods. Persian carpets, Cretan olive oil, Roman grapes, Egyptian spices are highly prized by traders. So I'm really, really excited about this game. It is for 2 to 4 players. Recommended age of 8 and over. And estimated game length 20 to 30 minutes. I do hope that there is some type of solo variant. Perhaps even a fan-made one online, because I do like knocking out my roll and writes solo every once in a while. It's great to play with other people, but it's a really cool mechanism or type of game, a genre that kind of lends itself to fun solo play. All right, so that's it for this episode of When Harry Met Board Games. Thank you for joining us. Please consider clicking on one of the videos that you see on the screen right now. Also, check in the description for a link to our Patreon account and see how you can support this channel and become more involved with the behind-the-scene process. Research and find a tier that works for you. This is Harry saying take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun gaming. Bye-bye.